They have these terrorists that they train and that they fund. They've been attacking America and Americans and our soldiers for years. They were behind the IED attacks on our troops in Iraq during the Iraq War, which killed a lot and wounded and maimed a lot of people. You see them in the Wounded Warriors commercials. And this is business as usual. Now, for the Iranians. And, when you see them go this far while these negotiations are going on, what do you think the president should do? Do you think, and this is my question for you, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. The number's toll free, 888-465-2631. It's a toll free call no matter where you're tuned in from, 888-465-2631. After this assassination attempt on Ivanka Trump, which is frightening beyond belief, because like I said, I don't know of any assassination attempts on the children of any president. Do you? No. Should President Trump continue to negotiate? This is my question, a serious question. Should President Trump continue to negotiate with Iran, or should he just level them now? Are the negotiations, should they be over, and should he just level Iran? That's what I'd like to hear from you guys. The number, 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Morning, Brian. Jeff from Maine.
Hey, Jeff. Rough morning. I mean, this is just some day. I mean, this is a terrible thing to wake up to, isn't it?
You hit on something briefly that I was going to say, that Don Jr. is getting married, and he said he wasn't going. And everybody knows how much he loves his family and would be there. And that says it's pretty serious, or they're thinking about striking them again.
Exactly. That's exactly what's going on here. There's no question about it.
Wasn't he supposed to speak in New York or New Jersey?
He spoke in New York. He spoke in he spoke in New York last night. I carried it on the channel here.
I missed that. I must have not got the notification. But he, if he's staying around the Situation Room, they're picking out targets. They probably have had them for a long time. You know what I mean? Because
I would say after this, this is a very credible assassination attempt, because this guy has done it on multiple occasions around the world. So this guy is a serious operator, and the Iranian Revolutionary Guard trained him and sent him on this mission. I think the time for negotiating with Iran is over. He should level them today. They should just be completely leveled.
I was just going to say that. I was just going to say that, Brian. They're determining where and what to do next. They probably have several things on the table, because he doesn't just do. He's so well thought out and very definitive what he does, and I think it's going to be shocking, because they're not going to put up with this anymore. Iran needs to be stopped, and thank God we got President Trump, to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Jeff, I appreciate the call. Jeff from Maine. And this is really disturbing to me. You go to the Fox News website. Why isn't this the lead story? This is the Fox News website, not CNN. Fox News. Retired commander says there's no question about Trump's next Iran move, matter of when. Okay, I mean, but where's the story of the Ivanka Trump assassination attempt? Shouldn't that be the lead story? Let me see where it's at. I don't even see it. I'm going through the Fox News website. I don't even see the story there. I don't even see it. What do you make of that? Let me check out CNN. Let's see if CNN has it. Now, keep in mind, this story broke last night. Let's see here. No, this is CNN story. The lead story is about the congressional rhinos, Iranian trackers targeting aviation. Trump meets with national security. And I don't see anything about the assassination attempt on Ivanka. There's a media blackout about it. What's going on here? Why do they not have this story? Why do you think? Why do you think this story isn't there? And I'll tell you another thing. there's no doubt in my mind that Trump rushed back to the White House last night because of this. Something is in play. All right, let's take some more. I'd like to hear your thoughts about this. You know, if this were the children of any other president, the Obama girls, Chelsea, the Bush girls, don't you think that this would be a total media meltdown covering everything? And you know what? It'd be appropriate to do that. And this story, you know, that clip I played from Newsmax, that was during Greg Kelly's show. He had a fill-in host last night, but that was in the 9 o'clock hour during prime time. So this isn't something that broke overnight and no one's come in to update the website. They've made a editorial decision at Fox News and CNN to bury this story, at least for now. And right before I went live, I tuned into Fox. I figured they might have a live story on this. They were running a rerun of The Five yesterday. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
How you doing, Craig? This is Jose from the Bronx.
Hey, what's up?
No, I'm very angry with this stuff, the assassination of, the threat assassination of Ivanka.
Mm-hmm.
These guys have crossed the line. Listen, not even the Italian mafia would do that. You know, they would go after the father, but not their kids. But this is very disappointing on their side. I just found out this morning. Yeah, I saw Laura Loomer a lot on X,
yeah,
or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And I was very disappointed to find out that they tried to kill somebody like that. You don't go after people's kids, right? They have no, you know, they're not a sense of the father, right?
Should President Trump end the negotiation? Should President Trump forget the negotiations with Iran and just wipe them out today? They're out of control.
Yeah, he should have. He should have done that like maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I understand what he's doing. He's trying to be passive. He doesn't like to kill people. I know that I just tweeted out, or X tweeted out, that 80 to 90% of the people are Persians. The other 10 are, you know, they're Islamic.
Yeah.
They're Shiites. So, you know, like when you talk about Iranians, you need to separate the two of them, right? The two classes, right?
Okay.
The Persians and you know, I understand that he doesn't want to kill. You know, he doesn't want to kill people. Right?
Well, we're going to have to. You know, when I say wipe them out, I don't mean all the people of Iran. Whoever's in the entire Iranian Revolutionary Guard and all Iranian government leaders need to be wiped out immediately. This is too far.
Correct.
Too far.
Correct. No, they went too far this time. You know, like I have 2 daughters. If they kill my daughter, then I'll probably die, or, you know.
And you know what? Last night, you know, I'll tell you something. You know, President Trump, this is news to you and I, but the president has known about this. And he gave that speech in New York last night. I'm sure I carried it here on the channel. And he brought up an angel family who in March, he brought up these 2 parents and their daughters. Their 3rd daughter was murdered by an illegal in March. And the father was up there talking, and the mother was talking about their daughter being murdered. And President Trump knew about this assassination attempt on Ivanka. And I can only imagine what was going through his mind at the time. I don't know how he stood up there. And you know, and it wasn't just Ivanka, it was her entire family. Jared, the president's grandchildren, they were all targeted for assassination by the Iranians.
I could only picture Godfather 3. I just put it on your channel.
Yeah.
When they killed Don Corleone's daughter.
Oh, that was it. Too far.
Yeah, like I would feel the same way, like he was wailing. He was wailing. I would be
Sofia Coppola. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Jose. All right, you take care. Yeah. I mean, think about that. This was not just Ivanka, but Jared and the president's grandchildren as well. My goodness. And, you know, I wonder, you know, out of everyone who was targeted, you know, Ivanka converted to Judaism, you know, when she married Jared. So Ivanka and Jared and the president's grandchildren with Ivanka are Jews. Do you think that may have been why the Iranian Revolutionary Guard targeted Ivanka and her husband and her children because they're Jews? I would think that factors in. That was probably the primary reason they chose them as opposed to somebody else in the family. You know, and I'm going to tell you something, that if I was here today and this story was about the Iranians attempting to do this to the Bush daughters, Chelsea, or the Obama girls, I would say the same thing. Wipe out Iran. This is, you know, I don't care who the president is. There's something now. You Trump derangement syndrome suffering never Trumpers and Democrats and such. You can't see straight to think and have common decency. But this is a nonpartisan thing, and this is and remember, this assassin was arrested in Turkey. So Turkey is a Muslim country. The largest mosque in the world is in Turkey. So it's not just us. It's not Stephen Miller. It's not the president saying that the Iranian Revolutionary Guard attempted to assassinate Ivanka Trump and her husband and the president's grandchildren. This is a Muslim country, Turkey. They're the ones that are saying it because they uncovered it and they arrested him and extradited him to the United States. There's some things that are nonpartisan, and this is one of them. And I know that liberals, Democrats, never Trumpers, you know, the usual suspects of loons, they've had every excuse in the world about these Iranian assassination attempts on the president. You know, they say they're fake, they're not real, all these things. You know, they say all this garbage, but we know they're real. But now here we have another one, and you look at the Democrats. You know, Jeff in Maine called earlier, and I just to let you know where the Democrats are right now. You know, they've got a Nazi running for Senate. The Democrats have a Nazi. His name is Plattner, running for the United States Senate against Susan Collins, the Republican, in Maine. He has a massive Nazi tattoo on his chest, and all the Democrats, top Democrats, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, and the rest, have gone and endorsed this guy who's a Nazi. And look at this. Here's the latest poll. The latest poll shows that he's 8 points ahead. The Democrats are voting for a Nazi. He's got other problems too, but I think Nazi suffices.
So I wrote down Susan Collins' last race. That would be interesting for that cycle. And I remember exactly what you're talking about. Pollsters, the day before the election day, had her losing by anywhere from 5 to 9. She won by 9 points. So if I'm polling Maine, I'm trying to figure out how this has been so broken. Because as you said, Nazi tattoo-clad, pure degenerate Graham Plattner is not winning by 7 right now. And he's not going to win by 7 when we get to the election day. Susan Collins is one of the most reliable senators in history. She has not.
Well, I don't know. She's reliably rhino. I get that, but the poll has him 8 points ahead. Whether or not it's true or not, he's gotten the endorsement of Elizabeth Warren. He's gotten the endorsement of Bernie Sanders and other Democrats, and he's a Nazi with a big Nazi tattoo on his chest. You know, where the Democrats, the Trump derangement syndrome suffering of the left has taken Democrats to a place that I can't even fathom being in. Can you? I cannot even fathom being in the places that they are in. The Democrats have no common decency. And if you're on hold, stand by. I got a lot of things I want to cover. But I'll say this, those of you that are Democrats, that are never Trumpers, you can show that while you oppose President Trump, I can't understand why, that you're still a decent person and condemn the assassination attempt on Ivanka Trump, her husband Jared, and the president's grandchildren. But I don't think a Democrat will do that. I think the Democrats probably feel that it was justified in some twisted Trump derangement suffering kind of pretzel logic that they got going on in their mind. But if you are a Democrat who wants to show that you're a person with credibility, that you're a patriotic American, you condemn this, and you can do that. The number is in the chat. Here's our Secretary of State Marco Rubio. He's over there in Europe, and he's doing a great job, of course. Okay, I mean, so I want you to think about the state that Iran is in right now. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard are running Iran right now, right? So just think about where they are. We've done incredible amounts of devastating attacks on them in the last couple of months, right? We took out their navy. We took out their drone factories, most of their drones, their rocket factories, most of their rockets and rocket launchers. They very little. We didn't attack the regular army troops, but maybe we will now. And President Trump has offered them a pretty good deal. And look at what they're doing. Look at what they're doing. After all of this, they say, no, we're going to keep our uranium, and we're not going to come to an agreement that doesn't involve us having a toll plaza for all the ships that go in and out of the Persian Gulf to the Strait of Hormuz. And while they're doing all that, they're attempting to assassinate Ivanka Trump and her entire family and the president's grandchildren in a real plot. How can you have negotiations with these people? Why should we be negotiating with these people? And it looks like that this plot against Ivanka may have started even before the attack on Tehran, because the stories are that the guy was arrested a couple weeks ago, like maybe about a week ago, but the story says it was a response to the Soleimani attack, which was 6 years ago. So they may have been attempting to do this even before the military operation began against Iran by us. I don't know. We don't have the details on that. More will come. How can you negotiate with them? How can you allow them to have any type of position where they're in charge of any country? If President Trump today wipes out every leader in the Iranian government today, no more negotiations, just wipes them out, as well as their entire regular army, I'm a give peace a chance guy, but you can't have peace with insane people like the Iranians that are doing these things that are going on right now, the assassination, the toll, all this stuff. These are not people that are open to negotiation. These are not people that you can negotiate with. And you know what? Everyone knows this. Everyone knows this. But the countries around the world, like the never Trumpers in this country, have Trump derangement syndrome, and they can't see straight. Now, I want to talk about Jupiter, Joe Thomas, and annuities. He came on the radio with me yesterday, Joe Thomas, and there's an annuity offer right now. This is absolutely amazing. It's an annuity where you get a 15% bonus on your money on day one. Plus, you still get that check every month for the rest of your life. And you get 15% on your money. Now, I'm going to use $100,000 as the example because it's easy to do the math, but it can be less than $100,000. But you take advantage of the no-charge consultation with Joe Thomas, which you can do in his office in Jupiter if you'd like, or over the phone or through a video call. You don't have to meet him in person, and you can call and take advantage of this no-charge consultation no matter where you're located in the country. So you take advantage of this annuity deal. You make 15% on your money immediately. So as I say, I'm using $100,000 because the math is easy. So if you put $100,000, and it can be less, into the annuity, immediately that $100,000 becomes $115,000. Isn't that amazing? You make $15,000 on your money immediately before the meeting is even done. And you get that guaranteed check every month for the rest of your life. Give Joe Thomas a call no matter where you're located and schedule your no-charge consultation. 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. And online, JupiterJoe.com. We'll take a quick break and be back.
What if one unexpected encounter could change your life forever? Author Bill Pennebaker delivers a story filled with mystery, emotion, friendship, unexpected twist, and the extraordinary bond between humans and dogs in The Canine Intervention. Available on Amazon. Mike Nordic and Matt McGregor are former jocks living carefree lives, focused on partying, good times, and avoiding anything too serious. But everything changes after a chance meeting with a mysterious woman and her remarkable dog. What follows is a powerful journey where love, loyalty, jealousy, fear, regret, and self-discovery collide in ways no one could have predicted. As emotions intensify and secrets are exposed, the twists start early and continue all the way until the very last page. Even readers who don't consider themselves dog lovers will love this unforgettable story. And dog lovers, this may become a book you simply can't put down. It also makes a great addition to your book club, filled with suspense, heart, and emotional depth. The Canine Intervention explores how quickly life can change and how the connections we least expect can alter our lives forever. The Canine Intervention from author Bill Pennebaker is available right now on Amazon and Kindle, paperback, and free with Kindle Unlimited. Order your copy right now. Do you love trolls? Do you love ninjas? Or what do you get when you combine both? Troll ninjas. Check out troll-ninjas.myspreadshop.com and find out exactly what kind of ninja you are. Are you a lazy ninja? Are you a tired ninja? Or are you a cute ninja? Troll-ninjas.myspreadshop.com. That's troll-ninjas.myspreadshop.com.
Yeah, and we're back. I'm Brian. This is the Brian Craig Show podcast, available wherever you get podcast. Just whatever audio podcast platform you use, you can search for the Brian Craig Show, and I'll pop up. If you want to catch the show live in video form, where you get to see me and everything, and where I'm taking the live calls, that's on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and search for the Brian Craig Show. Now, I want you to keep in mind this. Think about this now. Look at what these rhino senators are doing. John Thune just closed down the whole Senate because he's pissed off because President Trump endorsed Ken Paxton over snake rhino Cornyn. We wake up today and we have this assassination attempt on the Trump family, on Ivanka Trump, her husband, and the president's grandchildren by the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. And John Thune and these Republican rhinos shut down the Senate until further notice without funding the very people that are charged with protecting the President of the United States and the First Family, the Secret Service. They still haven't put through all that funding. Even after the this is the second assassination attempt in a couple weeks, because we just had the White House Correspondents' Dinner assassination attempt on President Trump. We've had 2 assassination attempts on the Trump family, and that was Iran connected too, just in the last couple of weeks. And these rhinos are mad at him. How dare you? We're shutting this down, you son of a gun. How can you do this? And they didn't fund the government agencies that protect him and his family. These rhinos are, they're worse than Democrats. At least the Democrats admit what they are. So the president endorsed John Cornyn over Ken Paxton, and they're having a freak out. Well, we got the latest poll. Look at this. Ken Paxton, 22-point lead. 22-point lead. I think we could round up to 23. We got 0.8, 0.4, but 56-35. Ken Paxton has 56% of the Republican vote locked up. The election's on Tuesday. The early voting was this week. It's over and ended yesterday. Paxton's at 56. Cornyn is at 35. Who made the right decision? President Trump or these rhinos? as to who should be the nominee of the Republican Party. Look at that. Isn't that something? That's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. He has a 23-point lead. And because of that, they walk out without funding? Give me a break. You know, the rhinos that are being primaried out, President Trump is doing the right thing, no question. Now, I wanted to, I haven't really covered this too much because I was waiting for Fox to come in with some explanation because I knew they would be forced to. So this admiral that was on Fox with the mask on, Fox is saying now that that's a shadow. Do any of you buy that that's a shadow? They had him on again yesterday, and of course, it was not there. That is not a shadow. That's not a shadow. You know, and what the story is with this guy with the mask, it's kind of hard to say exactly if, you know, and I mean, it is a mask. I mean, I have no doubt in my mind that the guy was wearing a mask. I mean, I don't even think that's up to debate. Do you? I mean, that's you know, come on. That's not a shadow. That's a mask. What I think might be going on though here's the debate. I don't even think it's up for debate. Do you guys? It's a mask, right? The question is, who's under the mask? Is it someone else? Most people are saying it's someone else, and I'm wondering, is it the guy under the mask, but he's wearing the mask so that he looks younger on television? But this is really there's no doubt in my mind, Vice Admiral Robert Harward is his name. I think that is a mask for sure. And I think it's more likely not somebody else, but him trying to look younger. I don't know. What do you guys think? I have. Okay, let me pull it up. If you're on hold, hang in there. This is the clip. And Fox is trying to tell us this is a shadow from the light. That is a mask to me. Hey. I mean, that's not a shadow because you can see the bottom of the mask isn't moving, but you can see there's movement on his chest behind it. So I think the only question is it the admiral under the mask trying to look younger or someone else? But I have no doubt in my mind that's a mask. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. Doc from Texas.
Hey, Doc. What's up?
Hey, man. How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, I was trying to call your show the other morning. I couldn't get in. So I'm going to bring it up now. I know you was talking about the attempted assassination attempt on Donald Trump's daughter, which is crazy. Because this world is getting crazier and crazier. Why did he go to his son's wedding?
You're asking what? Why is Trump not going to Don Jr.'s wedding? Is that what you're asking?
Brian. That's his son. That's his son.
Mm-hmm.
Trump is the president of the United States.
Yep.
Everywhere Trump goes, he has an entourage with him.
Mm-hmm.
He's never out of the loop.
Do you know where he's getting? Do you know where Don Jr.? I have an answer for you. Do you know where Don Jr. is getting married?
Some island. I heard it's Epstein Island.
You heard that he's getting married on Epstein Island? Are you serious? Are you trying to?
I don't know where he's getting married.
No, do you know where he's getting married? It's not Epstein Island.
Some island now.
Well, Don Jr. is getting married on an island in the Bahamas. Okay?
Okay.
An island in the Bahamas. Okay? And there's a couple of reasons why the president's not going to the Bahamian wedding of Don Jr. Before I tell you,
okay,
because you're taking issue with it, why do you think the president is not going to Don Jr.'s wedding in the Bahamas?
Because he doesn't want to go.
That's really what you think?
He doesn't want to go.
That's really what you think?
He doesn't want to go because he can go. Trump is president of the United States. He has everything he needs right on that
Okay.
horse.
All right. Now,
Yeah,
see what I
people
mean
around
about the
him
Trump derangement
everywhere.
syndrome? Here you have your friends, the Iranians, have had 2 assassination attempts on the Trump family this month. The latest on Ivanka Trump, Jared, her husband, and the president's grandchildren. And you're upset that the president's not going to Don Jr.'s wedding in the Bahamas. The reasons that he's not going to Don Jr.'s, excuse me, I'm answering your idiotic question, Doc, okay? The reasons that President Trump is not going to Don Jr.'s wedding has nothing to do with whether or not he wants to be there. Of course he wants to be there, but number one, I'm trying to answer the question. How do you know what he wants? You don't know. I'm answering your question, okay? Number one, the wedding is not in the United States. It is in the Bahamas. Do you know where the Bahamas is? Where's the Bahamas?
Yep.
Where's the Bahamas?
I know where it is. So
where? No. Where is the where are the Bahamas?
It's an island. It's on an island.
It's an island.
So what that got to do?
Well, oh my goodness! I tell you, these people. By the way, I'm going to the Bahamas. I think we're going to the Bahamas on one of our stops on the next MAGA cruise. I think we're going to Nassau in the Bahamas.
So
Nassau. Okay, the Bahamas. The Bahamas is a lot of islands, maybe even thousands of islands, certainly hundreds of islands. And but what part of the world? It's a major island chain, the Bahamas. Okay, what part of the world are the Bahamas in? Do you know?
If I can remember, Brian, it's like very close to Cuba.
Close to Cuba. Correctamundo. The Bahamas are east of Florida. The closest Bahamian island is 50-some miles. Bimini is the one closest to Florida. It's 50-some miles away, but it's a large island chain that spans a lot. The Bahamas are an island chain, not only close to Cuba, it's part of the Caribbean. Right now, there's a major military operation going on in the Caribbean. We have the Nimitz Aircraft Carrier Fleet Group. There have been reports of Cuban drone attacks and such. We could very well find ourselves in a military operation. What you're asking is for the President of the United States to make an announcement that he's going to visit a small island near Cuba for a wedding. Now, does that seem very smart when we just had 2 assassination attempts against the Trumps?
No. Why is your son even having his wedding there then? Why?
Because
he's at the White House. I thought he was getting married at the White House.
Oh, now you're upset that the wedding's not at the White House. So if Don Jr. was getting married at the White House, you mean to tell me that the liberals would say that was okay, or that they shouldn't be having a party during the affordability crisis? Which is it? I mean, he can't win with you.
Be having a party.
You're asking him to go to a small island. You're asking him to go to a small island near Cuba when there's a military alert in that area. That seems crazy.
Trump has a whole club, Mar-a-Lago. He can get married there.
Don Jr. can get married anywhere he wants.
Don Jr. could get married when his daddy can go to where. You know what, son? Let's have a wedding in Mar-a-Lago. You ain't got to go to no island. I got a whole Mar-a-Lago there. Where we all can go there. Mm-hmm. That's bull now. He just didn't want to go to his son's wedding. He can have that Mar-a-Lago. You just make so much excuses.
Why would he not? Why would he not want to go to his son's wedding?
Because I don't know. Trump.
Do you know that this week, Kai Trump, she's the golfer, Don Jr.'s oldest child. She's going to the University of Miami, and she lives here in South Florida. She just graduated high school in Palm Beach County. Don Jr. was there. The president was not. Why do you think the president didn't go to Kai Trump's high school graduation?
Because he didn't want to go to his.
No, it's because the Iranians are trying to kill him.
Right. Trump is the president of the United States. He has the top security in the world. They can secure that.
It's top security. He got shot in the head. They almost shot. They almost shot him at the Correspondents' Dinner a couple weeks ago. We got this assassination plot. We got this.
They didn't get nowhere near him.
Oh my goodness!
Brian. And they didn't get nowhere near him. He could have, Brian. You see, y'all be making me mad, bro.
Why?
Because he could've
Why are
went
you mad? You're not the one that they're trying to shoot all the time.
Because y'all making excuses for him because y'all believe anything.
You want him to go to. You want him to go to an island near Cuba. While there's this military buildup around Cuba. You're out of your mind.
Don Jr. Why did he even have the wedding there then? Why is it safety reason? It was such a safety
Because
reason.
Don Jr. is not a public official. It's not the same concern.
He could have had it at Mar-a-Lago. He could have had it at Mar-a-Lago.
They could have it anywhere.
I'm gonna have it. But why couldn't he?
Don't you feel? I mean, do you feel stupid?
That's Trump. If you want to have it at Trump,
don't you feel stupid?
That's Trump.
Don't you feel stupid?
Don't call me stupid.
I didn't say you're stupid. I said, don't you feel stupid?
No, I don't. I'm good. I'm laying in
but
bed.
You're laying in bed. You're talking to me in bed. Why are you in a motel?
Because I want to have a little weekend getaway.
You're in a hotel alone?
Yeah, I got a pretty fine woman laying next door to me.
Really? What's her name? First name. Let me hear her voice. Let me hear her voice. She's in bed with you? Have her say hello. Wake up. She's not sleeping with you, yelling at me. You've been yelling at me. If there's a woman in bed next to you, she's not sleeping. You've been yelling at me. Come on, let's hear her. Let's hear her just say, "Hey."
I'm not. Why would I do that? What they got to do with anything, Ryan? What they got to do with anything? Because I said
because there's not a woman next to you.
Yes, it is. Let me shut up.
Let me hear her voice.
I won't let you hear her voice because that has nothing to do.
All she's got to do is say, "Hey, hey."
I won't do that.
Why?
I won't do.
She can hear you right now, right? You're yelling.
Yeah, maybe she doesn't want to talk to you. She always says she says.
Have her say something to you. Have her say something to you.
I'm not. Answer my question about Trump. Why would he go to his son?
I've answered it. I've answered it.
He just didn't want to go.
Oh my goodness.
He didn't want to go because he. You know what I believe.
So why are you giving me this story that you're in a motel with a woman and you're in Texas at 5 o'clock in the morning and you're calling me on the phone yelling at me?
I'm not in Texas.
You said Doc from Texas. You said Doc from Texas.
I am from Texas, but I'm not in Texas.
Okay.
You from Florida?
Well, it's 6 a.m. on the East Coast, Mar-a-Lago time. I'm in Florida. It's 6:02 a.m.
It's 5 a.m.
Where you're okay? So why? Okay, so it's 5 a.m. You're in a motel room with a woman yelling at me on the phone at 5:03 a.m. Come on.
Because I want to.
Mm-hmm.
And she's looking at me like, Nelson, why?
Let me hear her say why.
Why?
I don't hear a voice. I don't hear.
I'm not doing it.
If she's saying why to you, why do we not hear her?
Because she's just looking at me. She's mouthing Nelson. You may not say my real name because y'all.
No, I don't want anybody. No. Come on, Doc. Okay, you want to walk back? It's okay if you're alone.
I'm good. Okay, all I say is why Trump didn't go to the wedding.
Why didn't Trump go to the wedding? All right. Take care, Doc. Oh my goodness. What do you guys think? Is Doc from Texas alone, or does he have a? He said she was sleeping, even though he's yelling at me like a lunatic. Oh my goodness. Now it is Memorial Day weekend, and remember, I'm going to be live Memorial Day, Monday Memorial Day. I will be live at my normal time here. So make sure you guys catch the show. But there are huge Memorial Day sales going on right now at mypillow.com with my promo code Kane. Huge site-wide, some of the lowest prices I've ever seen on some of the most popular MyPillow products. So if you've been thinking about buying a MyPillow or the MyPillow towels or the MyPillow sheets, now's the time to do it. And it's also a great time to do your Father's Day shopping. There's not a dad in America that wouldn't like a MyPillow or the MyPillow sheets or the 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper or the MyPillow towels for Father's Day. And there's huge sales right now. You know, the MyPillow 100% Giza cotton dream sheets, which my wife and I have, these are amazing because they're made of Giza cotton, which is the finest cotton in the world, 100%. Giza cotton. And they regulate your temperature. So in these hot summer months that, it's almost 100 degrees every day here in Florida. And no matter where you are in America, if it's not hot yet, it will be. And those Giza cotton dream sheets keep you cool and comfortable all hot summer long. And in the wintertime, they keep you warm and toasty. So go to mypillow.com, use my promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, and do your shopping and do your Father's Day shopping as well. You can also order by phone toll free, 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, Kane. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
Caring for someone with dementia can feel overwhelming, emotional, and exhausting. Every day brings new challenges, important decisions, and moments you never want to forget. That's why Dementia Caregiver Journal, a practical guide for tracking daily care, meals, sleep, and notes for doctors. From More Motivate Media was created. The Dementia Caregiver Journal is designed to help caregivers stay organized and confident by keeping everything in one convenient place. You can track daily moves and behaviors, medications, sleep schedules, meals, doctor notes, trigger calming strategies, and care plan updates with an easy-to-use layout designed specifically for dementia caregivers. The Dementia Caregiver Journal is also a private space to reflect, to stress, celebrate small victories, preserve meaningful memories, and care for your own emotional well-being. One of life's most demanding journeys. With 276 pages, guided prompts, and a portable 6x9-inch size, the Dementia Caregiver Journal becomes your trusted daily companion through every stage of caregiving. If you're caring for a loved one with dementia, you deserve support too. Order your copy right now on Amazon. Dementia Caregiver Journal, a practical guide for tracking daily care, meals, sleep, and notes for doctors. From More Motivate Media on Amazon.
I almost feel bad for Doc. Oh my goodness. I want to talk about Laporta Roofing. Summertime here in Florida we call it rainy season, but it's also hurricane season. And there's nothing more important than having a good quality roof on your home, on your condo, on your business. And Tom Laporta at Laporta Roofing, he's a good MAGA guy who will never sell you a roof you do not need. If you need just a simple repair, he will do it. He covers both the east and west coast of Florida and everywhere in between. He works obviously on residential properties, commercial, as well as municipal properties. He even does church roofs, and he does incredible work. I've seen some of the work he's done on churches throughout the state. Oh, man, a team of artisans. He works with every type of roofing material as well. Give him a call, and this number I'm going to give you in just a moment rings directly to Tom Laporta's cell phone, so you could call or text Tom Laporta. He's also a contractor, which under Florida law allows him to deal with your insurance company on the cost of the replacement or repair of your roof. Give him a call, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. And online, laportaroofing.com. All right, so we've done this redistricting in Florida, and it was done, of course, to give a good balance to the Republicans for the first time. And you've heard me talk quite a bit that they have districted Debbie Wasserman Schultz district out of pretty much existence, almost like a Jasmine Crockett thing. And she's one of the worst. She's had this carved out district, and she's been there forever, and she's hardcore liberal. I have never met a single person in South Florida that has a good word to say about Debbie Wasserman Schultz. And we've been celebrating that her district has been changed. She's going to lose and be out of Congress and out of our hair finally. And yesterday it dropped in the news here locally in South Florida what she's doing. And I might do a YouTube video on this. I was thinking about it yesterday. But what she's doing is insane. She's going to run. Well, not going. She's announced she's running in a different district than the one she's held for so long. She's running in a district that is a black district, she is going to run in a black district. Now you may be saying, well, what do you mean a black district? It's District 20 here in Florida. We have a lot of House seats. We have over 20 House seats in Florida. I don't know exactly how many off the top of my head, but however many electoral college votes your state has, that's how many House seats you have. That's how they decide what kind of representation you get in the electoral college. It's all based on how many congressional seats you have. So this is District 20, and I know this area, and it is it's almost all black neighborhoods and places that she's running in. So Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who's white as I am, she is Jewish, liberal Jew, and white. She is running in a black district, as opposed to a black person running in the black district. Now, I don't care what color people are when they run in different congressional districts, but in the state of Florida, we did away with the the race-based districts, but the liberals say, the Democrats say that only black people should be running in majority black districts. This is a new district. We've changed all the districts. So if you look this up online, it may not be updated yet, but this is from our local news, WPLG, Local 10, and it's being reported widely throughout all of the local media here. So if you do a Google search for the districts, it probably isn't updated yet, but District 20, it covers the most minority areas around Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It's in Broward County. And if you look this up, it's North Lauderdale, parts of Margate, parts of it, Coconut Creek, Oakland Park, and there's just there's certain areas in every community that are different ethnicities dominate, and she's got it in her head. Debbie Wasserman Schultz has got it in her head that black people are going to vote for her, and we'll see what happens. But I may go and do a YouTube video on this and show how much she does not fit in to this district. Okay, I mean, the Democrats. So many of these politicians, they just have to hold office. I saw a story online. Let me see if there's been an update on this. Hold on. Let me look this up before I say it. 'Cause there's a lot of these, they're mostly Democrats, but a lot of these people, they have to hold office. They just have to hold office. Let's see here. Let me see. Let me make sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me make. I just wanted to make sure that this is still in play. Okay. There's a bunch of stories. I'll tweet one of them. Just give you an example how pathetic Democrats are. Okay. She just can't retire. She's got to have all kinds of money, right? She's got to have all kinds of money, and but she's got to be in office, so she's going to run again. And a lot of politicians are that way, mostly Democrats. And like this guy here, Charlie Crist, he was Jeb Bush's lieutenant governor, and he was governor actually too after Jeb Bush, Charlie Crist, and he was very unpopular. And he decided to run for Senate, and he ran against, or did he? Was he running for governor again? I can't remember if he was running for Senate or governor when he did this. But he was very unpopular. Was going to lose, so he switched from Republican to Democrat and lost. And after he lost, he couldn't handle it, so he became a member of the House of Representatives for a couple of terms, Charlie Crist. And then that he ran the train out on that. And now he's so pathetic. He's got to hold office. This guy was governor of the state of Florida. He's now running for mayor of St. Petersburg, Florida, which is outside Tampa Bay, Florida, on the Gulf of America coast of Florida. And this is what Debbie Wasserman Schultz is like. These people just have to hold political office. If they're not holding political office, they feel like nobodies. And I'm going to be following her running in this black district, and I probably am going to go and make some kind of YouTube video just so we can see how well she does not fit in to the district that she's running in. It really cracks me up. All right, I wanted to pull up a couple of things here. Hold on a second here. Let's see here. Okay, now this, I was talking about this yesterday, but I was at the radio station yesterday, and we were having some technical problems at the radio station in the first hour of the program, and I didn't really get to show this as much as I wanted to. In fact, I didn't show it to you at all. I referenced it. Candace Owens interviewed Hunter Biden. And in that interview, Candace Owens dropped a massive story, and she didn't even know it because, she didn't even hear it. And Hunter Biden admitted that, number one, the laptop was his and everything on it was really his. That everything reported, everything you ever heard about the Hunter Biden laptop, the emails, the text messages, the photographs and the videos, it was all true, it was all him, and it was all his. And he dropped this to Candace Owens, and she's such a lunatic narcissist, she didn't hear it. And no one picked up on this in the news either. Listen.
And what happened to me, and I really mean this, is that the exposure, not piecemeal, but the total exposure, my entire digital footprint stolen from me, 20 years digital footprint, every text message, every picture, all of the things that you would be ashamed of became front page news for 4 years, 5 years, beginning in 2019.
Crazy.
And it forced me into a choice. And the choice was, do I get out of bed and live, or do I die? And it became that much of a dichotomy. And I chose to live.
Okay. So, during the auto pen time of Biden, the Democrats, they made any talk of that laptop or anything about it, they made it a crime. Mayor Giuliani he was the one who got the laptop, remember? The computer repairman, Hunter never picked up the laptop and gave it to Giuliani. And Giuliani had the laptop. And look what they did. They destroyed his life. They bankrupted America's mayor, the hero of 9/11. They bankrupted him because he had this laptop that was Russian disinformation. It wasn't real. Remember Twitter's reaction? The New York Post, they're the ones who first reported the laptop, the Hunter Biden laptop. It was the October surprise from the Trump campaign, and Mayor Giuliani was always in with Trump. Twitter not only shut down the New York Post Twitter, they made it impossible to share or retweet any stories about it, and started banning people from the platform who shared anything about it. They had a raid on Giuliani's home for it. Remember the letter from the 50 heads of intelligence? Brennan was one of them. All these intelligence heads, they signed a letter saying that the laptop was not real, that it was Russian disinformation. Remember everything that went along with that? On top of them sending the feds out to raid Giuliani's house and others over this laptop. And now here Hunter Biden tells Candace Owens the laptop was his and everything on it was true and his. And this, I haven't heard anyone pick up on that anywhere except for me. And that is, it's so strange. It shows you what a narcissist Candace Owens is that she gets really maybe the story of her career. She did have a big story with, she did when she was at the Daily Wire expose that BLM, Black Lives Matter, was a real estate scam. And that was some good reporting. But this is bigger than that because this is part of history. The Hunter Biden laptop is a part of American history and will forever be a part of American history. It'll be written about in history books. She uncovered the truth about the laptop. No one else did. She uncovered the truth by accident. Hunter Biden just told her the laptop was his and everything we saw was his and true and accurate. And she didn't even hear it. I would have stopped down on that and started going through the details of that, but not her, because she's lost her mind. Maybe she always had been out of her mind. But that one, I mean, it just blows my mind that here we are all this time later and still, that was 2 days ago and it's like it didn't happen. And other than me, have you heard anyone talk about that? I don't think so. Now, if you'd like to support my channel, guys, become a Patreon supporter. There's a link in the description. And if you become a Patreon supporter, you get access to a lot of exclusive things, including daily live streams that are only available to Patreon supporters on the Patreon platform. And in the Patreon live streams, I talk about things that I cannot talk about here or anywhere else. In fact, early this morning, I did a live stream on Patreon. And those of you that are Patreon supporters, make sure you go and catch it. I shared something pretty big that I'm not sharing here at all or on the radio or anywhere. So you do get a lot of inside things I cannot talk about here. I mean, cannot I talk about there or won't for one reason or another. So it's a real exclusive group of people, and you're invited to be a part of it. When you're a Patreon supporter, you're supporting all of my content as well. And there's a link in the description. Now, when you go to the page, and you also get commercial-free editions of the podcast and a lot of other exclusive things. You can see now there's over 4,100 postings up there on Patreon. But the daily live streams, you hear me talk about a lot of things you'll never hear me talk about here, including I revealed some pretty big personal things that you will not hear here ever on the last few live streams. I did a live stream on Patreon before yesterday's morning show where I detailed something that I can't talk about here. And this morning I talked about some things I can't talk about here as well. Now, when you go to the Patreon page, you'll see that it says join for free. You can do that, but if you join for free, you don't have access to any of the content there. You've got to become a paying member, and that starts at just $5 a month. You sign up $5 a month and you get access to those exclusive live streams and everything else. Again, there's a link in the description. And if you become a top Patreon supporter, you get your name up on the screen on YouTube and a live on-air thank you shout out on every episode of my podcast. And I want to welcome our newest top Patreon supporter, Michael. Welcome, Michael. Got your name up here on the screen, and you're part of the top Patreon supporter group. And I also want to welcome a couple of new Patreon supporters that joined up yesterday. And they both have the same name, Barbara and Barb. We got a Barb and a Barbara, two different people with the same name. Barb and Barbara, welcome to you as well. And make sure you check out all this exclusive material. I want to thank all of our top Patreon supporters, SFjr, Christine, Chuck, Pamela, Nick, Wesley, Doris, Heather, David, Maria in Texas, Alice, LeeZep, Shawna, George, Brandon, John, Frank, Dale, Tina, David, Laura, Rob, Wes, Sue, Janice, Teresa, Irene, Rick, and our newest top Patreon supporter, Michael. Thank you all. Again, there's a link in the description. And those of you that are our Patreon supporters, make sure you check out this morning's live stream where I got into some things, and also yesterday morning's early morning live streams. Lots of stuff in there that you will not want to miss. And as soon as you become a paying Patreon supporter, you have access to all of the archived material as well. All right. And I appreciate your support in advance. All right. Now, the Trump derangement syndrome, it's pretty thick. You know, this arch in D.C. really has them really ticked off. You know, what President Trump is doing in Washington, D.C. is a couple of things. One, he's beautifying the city. And, you know, Washington, D.C. is the capital of the United States, and the capital should be beautiful, clean, and majestic. You know, because it's representative of our country. And people from all over the world, very important people, travel there. So it should be beautiful and majestic. And this arch really has them freaked. Everything Trump does has. He cleans out the trash out of the pool in front of the Lincoln Memorial. They get mad at him for cleaning out the trash and painting the bottom of the reflecting pond. I mean, give me a break. The ballroom has them freaked out, and the arch really has them freaked out. But you know, Washington D.C. is also a tourist town, which I understand because I'm in a tourist state, Florida, and all these new things make people want to travel there and spend money on the local economy. So listen, this is CNN freaking out over the beautiful arch. It'll look beautiful. Oh, cool, like Paris. Awesome. Wow. You know, this is hardcore Trump derangement syndrome. She thinks she's making points that it's a bad idea. Why is it a bad idea to have a beautiful capital city? I don't get that. Do you? Why is that a bad idea? Why does that offend her so much? These people are out of their freaking minds, aren't they? They are out of their minds. There's no doubt about it. Oh, by the way, guys, please like the video. If you're watching on YouTube, please like the video. Liking the video is how my videos get recommended to people that have not yet found my channel. So there's been major Somali pirate arrest in Minneapolis. They did catch that Somali pirate. Mohammed Omar was his name. There was one of the Somali pirates that got arrested this week during the raids. He jumped out off a 4-store balcony and ran away. Remember this? We were talking about this a couple days ago. They did catch Mohammed Omar, and yeah, the Somali pirate on the run. They did catch him. Ilhan Omar, though, she's talking on the Capitol steps, and she's trying to act like she's not worried. Listen. If they want to indict me, let's see what they got. Now, does she look like she's not worried? I think she looks panicked. You know, there's been a big change. She doesn't have that smile all the time. She's wearing less makeup. And she's also lost her arrogance. She always had this arrogance. She'd always walk around, you know, like I'm drinking my Starbucks. She'd always walk around with a Starbucks cup and laugh at the reporters. And now she's got her arms crossed, which is, you know, that shows that she's nervous, right? She's trying to comfort herself. And the Starbucks cup is gone. The arrogance is gone. The happiness is gone. She's wearing less makeup. She's not smiling as much. And she's desperate to see the evidence. Yeah, well, we're going to see. Oh, man. And, you know, that's going to happen because JD's got to do something. Marco Rubio's doing all these things, and he's got to do something. He's got to, you know, have some accomplishments because it's between him and Marco, right? Marco Rubio and JD Vance are part of a reality game show called The Presidential Apprentice. And whoever wins gets the nomination and the endorsement of President Trump to be the second MAGA president. And Marco Rubio is liberating Iran, Venezuela, Cuba, doing these. He took on NATO yesterday, you know, all these things. So JD is going to have to come through with these prosecutions if he's going to win the Presidential Apprentice. So she's, and when he says that she could get arrested, that's serious business. So here is Sunny Hostin over on the Coven of the View.
I just think we need to make it clear that there shouldn't be no comparison between the Black Lives Matter movement and what we saw on January 6th. I just want to make that clear. There were very limited destruction of property and violence during the uprising.
The uprising. I mean, there's some video here after she's calling BLM an uprising. I thought it was looting, is what I thought, right? But she calls it an uprising.
There were very limited destruction of property and violence during the uprising. I want to be clear how I characterize it. This is mostly a protest. It is not generally speaking unruly.
Unruly. Look at this massive fire behind him. I mean, this fire behind this guy is just massive, you know, and he's trying to tell us that it's not unruly. They burned down like a whole block back there. Look at this. And he's another one, peaceful demonstrations while he's in front of a city block that's burning down like the Great Chicago Fire. My goodness. You know, gaslighting. I had when the term gaslighting first came into being, right? People started using gaslighting a few years ago. I'd not really heard the phrase used before. And it was hard for me to understand what it meant because now I understand now, but when I first heard people talk, oh, you're gaslighting me or they're gaslighting you, I'd never heard the phrase really used before. Had you? It was when it first started a few years ago. And then we started watching this reporting where you see these NBC reporters in front of city blocks that are burning down, and they're telling us that it's a peaceful protest. And that's, then oh yeah, that's gaslighting. I had to see it, I guess, I had to see it in action. And, for the liberally impaired, what gaslighting is when they're telling you something is not true that you're seeing with your own eyes. A whole city block being burned down and they're telling you it's a peaceful protest, as an example. That's gaslighting. So if you missed the beginning of the program, rewind and watch from the beginning. There was a assassination attempt on Ivanka Trump, her husband Jared, and the president's grandchildren that I covered in detail in the beginning, and by the Iranians, by the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, who are running Iran right now. And this is the second assassination on the Trump family in the last couple of weeks because we had the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and that had Iranian ties to it as well. And before the Correspondents' Dinner, the president said the Iranians were responsible for 2 assassination attempts on him. So now we have 4 Iranian assassination attempts on the president. We have Butler, where he was shot in the head, the golf course. And here's another clip. This is Hunter with Candace Owens talking about Trump's assassination attempts and the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Listen to this nonsense. Oh, hold on. Let me cue it up here. Hold on, guys. All right, here we go.
I mean, whether it's Butler or Charlie or these things that it's just not right. And I mean, it's so glaringly not right. It's almost as if they're just saying, like, F you.
They're not even trying. We aren't even getting good psyops anymore. And that's what I keep saying. I'm like, it's so disrespectful.
It's so disrespectful. We're not getting good psyops. Bring back the good psyops, she says. The ones that don't trick her.
That we're not even getting.
Or the ones that do trick her, right?
Like we're supposed to believe he survived 4 assassination attempts. The first president that's ever survived 4 assassination attempts.
Yeah. So her evidence that the assassination attempts are fake is that they were not successful. No, that doesn't even make sense.
They lie to us about things and make a big deal, and then they make it want to, it's going to go away. They're going to keep pretending and telling us that this is a totally normal grieving widow. Okay, no one's buying that. Like that, something's just not right here. Everyone can see that. This is not how you would react to your husband being shot. And this sort of just, I'm fine. And I like 2 weeks later, I fully accept the narrative. I have no interest in anything else. It's over. Let's close it. I forgive him. Let's move on. You're asking us to abandon our common sense and our humanity is what you're asking us to do. And that kind of seems like where we're at. Like they're insisting on this. And I'm going, where is this going to go? Because we're not doing the thing they want us to do. Like they are just constantly giving us slop all the time. I mean, even the recent White House Correspondents' Dinner, there's so much theater to it after. So much theater. And now it's kind of, okay, Secret Service maybe shot each other and we're just going to kind of quietly move on. But Trump needs the ballroom. Like that's a normal reaction. Hey, there's a shooting duck. Hey, well, we better get that ballroom.
By the way, it's going to cost $1 billion now. And by the way, it's not from donors. And by the way, we're going to do it's just the constant. Like, talk about gaslighting.
This has been just this. And we're not even. Are we even a year into Trump's second term?
We're
a little over a year in second term, and I don't think there's just been. I'm like, how are we going to do?
She doesn't know what month it is. President's sworn in January. It's May, Candace. Yeah, it's been over a year. So, so here you have Hunter Biden and Candace. And I listen, I would never be in a room with Hunter Biden because when someone has a lifetime of drug abuse in the areas that he's traveled in, it's not safe to be in a room close and have a conversation with someone like that. And I'll tell you what, that microphone right there would go in the garbage. I would never let another person put their mouth to that microphone. People that are hardcore drug addicts like Hunter used the worst, like crack. Remember they found the crack pipe in his rental car? He tested positive for cocaine when he was in the Navy. And you've seen, people like that get all kinds of diseases. Some of them are airborne, and it's very dangerous to be around people like that. But anyway, so they don't believe any of the assassination attempts, even the one where the president was shot in the head, are real. And, what people forget about these assassination attempts, they don't just happen out of nowhere. And, Butler, remember what happened in Butler? Because Candace Owens says, oh, these are fake because he survived them all. Butler, the reason that the president survived Butler was very specific. Obviously, the cue to the assassin was when President Trump went to that PowerPoint presentation, because that PowerPoint presentation was a regular part of the rally speeches at that time, remember? And where he would it was a bar graph that he showed of the number of illegals that came in with the different presidents in the United States, right? Remember that? And it was always on the other side of the stage right. And for whatever reason, it was at stage left this time. And when he went to the PowerPoint presentation, that was the cue to the shooter. He shot and he hit the president in the head, but luckily things turned out the way they did and he survived. But if the PowerPoint presentation had been on the other side of the stage where it normally is, he wouldn't have. Okay, so that's why he survived that one. And the other ones, well, I'm not going to go through all of them, but there have been more than 4. And then, of course, we've got the one on Ivanka Trump and her family that we're just learning about this morning. I just don't get this obsession with so many people that want to say that these things didn't happen or not real. We lived through these assassination attempts. I mean, where were you when the president got shot in Butler? I was watching it on Right Side Broadcasting. That's where I was watching it. And remember that that rally, a couple of things about that rally. One, it was the only one up until that point during the campaign that CNN carried live. They weren't carrying the Trump rallies. They carried that one. And there was another thing about the Butler rally that sets off alarms too, other than CNN covering the rally live, which they weren't doing until then. It started exactly on time. And I remember that clearly because, I watch all the Trump rallies. And I have Right Side Broadcasting on my television in the living room, on YouTube, RSBN. And I'm doing stuff around the house, and I keep it on. And I know because, when he gets to these events, he's got a meet and greet and photo ops and all this stuff. And he comes out late because he's doing things backstage. And when I hear Lee Greenwood, I know it's time. So I put it on, and I'm doing some stuff in the kitchen. And then all of a sudden I hear Lee Greenwood, and it was right on time. I couldn't believe he came out right on time. He came out on time for the first time like ever, right? CNN's carrying it live, first time ever during the campaign, and he gets shot in that one. Give me a break. Give me a break. But they don't want to, they you know, so I don't understand. And now then Candace, this was an insanity here. Listen to this. So Candace, she asked him if the cocaine in the White House was his. Right? Remember they found the cocaine at the White House? Listen.
I want to start with just one question for the culture. Cocaine that was found at the White House.
Now, this is a serious question. And notice how she's already discounting the whole concept or idea of the cocaine at the White House.
I want to start with just one question for the culture. The cocaine that was found at the White House. Was it yours?
No, not only was it not mine. No, number one is thank you for having me.
Oh my goodness.
To be able to answer these questions. You know, the one thing I am, after 6 years of this, I've been sober since June 1st.
No, total diversion. No, it's not. Oh, okay. And then he goes off on 10 other things. Well, then whose was it? And how would somebody get cocaine through the security, Hunter, at the White House? You know, but and she discounts the question and the whole topic by her laughter at the beginning. Oh, okay. It's not yours? Okay, I get it. Okay, oh, okay. I thought it might be because you have a history. Oh, you've been clean? It wasn't yours? Okay, move on. Unreal. Unreal. You know, it's really disappointing. You know, the way things operate, you know, with these politicians and everything. If you're watching on YouTube, please like the video, guys. When you like the video, that's how the video gets recommended to people that have not yet found my channel. So if you could do that, I would greatly appreciate it. And those of you that are new, welcome, and make sure you subscribe. Now, the main story today that I've been covering on the program is we have an assassination attempt on Ivanka Trump here in Florida. Okay. I mean, pretty scary. Now, if you go back to the beginning of the podcast, I detail everything about this guy. So the Iranian Revolutionary Guard targeted Ivanka Trump for assassination, which would also include her whole family, Jared and the president's grandchildren. And I believe the Iranians have targeted her because she's Jewish. Jared's Jewish and her children are Jews. I think that's why, out of everyone, that's why they were targeted. And I think this also explains why the president rushed back to the White House from that speech in New York last night. And I really hope that the negotiations with Iran are over, that it wipes out the entire whatever is left of their leadership, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard and whoever else is in charge. I hope this is what is going to finally end all this. I mean, this is out of control and insane. You know, and poor Ivanka Trump, and President Trump. And I was thinking last night at that speech in New York when that family came up, who's the Angel family, whose daughter was murdered by an illegal, and the father and the mother came up and talked about their daughter that was murdered by this illegal. This story had not broken yet, but President Trump knew about it. And I don't know how he kept himself composed while this Angel family, the father and the mother, were talking about their beautiful young daughter that was murdered by this illegal, when he knew about this Iranian Revolutionary Guard attempt on Ivanka and his grandchildren and Jared. You know, what are they putting them through? I mean, this is insane. They need to all be wiped out, and they need to be wiped out today. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard, there's no negotiating with them. I hope he carpet bombs them all. That's the only way to end this. All right, let's take some calls. 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, hi. Good morning, Brian. This is Danielle calling from Michigan.
Hey, what's up?
Good morning. Yeah, pretty disturbing news.
Sure is, isn't it?
Regarding, yeah, it's pretty scary. And, you showed a picture briefly on Newsmax of Blaine Holt, General Blaine Holt, and I really like him, and I listened to him. We're not done. I mean, I would imagine that there's going to be some military. I mean, we have to complete what we started, and after this disturbing news, and I mean, these people just have to be wiped. That's what I feel.
Well, the negotiating is just to drag things out and buy time. If they're attempting to assassinate people again, I mean, there's been 2 assassination attempts on the Trump family in the last couple of weeks. The White House Correspondents' Dinner, the Iranians were connected. That was because of Iran and this. I mean, come on. They got to go. They got to go.
Yeah, enough is enough. So I'm sure we're going to be seeing some action here shortly at some point. Let's just get this crap over with, and let's get things opened back up and get rolling, because you just can't deal with these people. I mean, these are monsters. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure the family is very well protected and everything. But, yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
Great show.
Well, I appreciate it.
The weekends, and I'll be watching for you when you get on Newsmax again. I love to see you there.
Well,
too.
keep looking today, mate. You might see me today, maybe.
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
All
You
right.
guys have a great weekend.
All right. You take care. Take care. All right. Yeah. I mean, this is it. And those of you on the left really need to do some serious reflection. Okay. Do some serious reflection. On what you're doing, what you're saying, and who you're supporting and who you're against. There are some things that are nonpartisan. And standing up for the first family, whoever they are politically, is one of the things that's nonpartisan. If you're new, welcome. Make sure you follow and subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on. Those of you that are already subscribed, thank you. And please like the video on YouTube. And if you're listening on one of the podcast platforms, make sure you follow and subscribe there as well. My name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk.